Hi there. In this session, we'll cover fast L1s, including Solana, SUI, and also NEAR. So let's start with Solana. But before that, as usual, I'll cover Wyckoff stage for each of these and potential price trend change, also key price levels. These are education content only, not financial advice. The weekly chart of SOL is telling us that it's potentially entering the accumulation cycle. Okay, after a series of selling, including this one with a pretty impressive volume bar that's doubling, if not triple, the previous average of the past almost a year. That is likely a whale move. Okay, when the people were panically selling, the whales started to get in. Yes, they can get in pretty early. Not saying this is going to be the bottom, because if you look at what happened back in 2022, something similar happened. Okay, the price dropped, until the point we see a red candle with a very long wick. It's not very far from the panic over stage. Okay, the price may go deeper for a while, but in the end, it's going to flat out and do a sideways trading period. That period can last as quickly as 1 to 2 months, to as long as over a year. And we don't know which one we're in now, but looking at the global situation, it looks like we're getting through something similar back in 2002, 2003. Unless, the money printing machine started to get on crazy mode again. All right, so that's one. While it is trying to confirm to us whether it has gone into the panic over stage or it is still not over yet, looking at the volume, I'm more inclined to think this is not over yet. Okay, expect more or deeper prices to come. For two reasons. Volume, I mentioned, the other are these wicks. Okay, you see the bears are still striking hard when the price tries to go above the red key level of $89. Okay, those two signs is telling me, okay, it may be stabilizing between the purple key level of 75 to the red key level. At best, is sideways until a point, likely when the economic data continues to come up from the US, combined with the war, the Middle East situation that's still developing. That's going to drive the direction of the price. And if no money printing, like we know, maybe the projection of the Fed decision of interest rate changes, as well as the Fed chair change dates, in the next 2 months, this can be very volatile. All right, that's the big picture for Solana. If it really has reached the panic over stage, the next one we call that the automatic rally, that we see the price surge just to set the trading range top for the accumulation cycle. Not that it's going to go shoot to the next new high immediately, because people's confidence just aren't there yet. The whales are going to use that period to do the paper hands diamond hands test. That's why you see these kind of shaking. Daily chart. I haven't drawn the trend channels, so it's time to draw that now. This downtrend that started back in mid-September 2025, yes, we're almost half a year in. It's not like the bear market just started. So, Solana, well, the positive side is that it has been trading along the stronger half of the channel since earlier in February. Okay, you see from this point, back in mid-Feb on Valentine's Day, okay, that white candle over here, it climbed back to the strong half of the channel, and it's edging towards the point where it's going to confirm to us whether this downtrend is going to get over. Because when it reaches one of these triangle tips, there are only two things that can happen. Either it get rejected once again by the ceiling of the downward channel, or it's going to find support from these key levels. In this case, the 75 purple key level or the 89 red key level. By then, it is going to break outside if it finds support. So that's the usage of those. I'm going to copy the tag over here so we know what dates those are pointing to. This one with the red points to the 21st of March. So about 2 weeks from now. That's the first window or first opportunity that will get a confirmation. The next one comes around the 5th of April. All right, 5th of April. That's where it is. If it really dives below the 75, that's going to eat into the 21st of April. But looking at what's going on right now, unless the economic data disappoints or something else broke in the financial market, then the base case is early April. All right. If you say, how about this uptrend is going to continue, then it's pointing to somewhat earlier date around 21st of March. Okay, after lining up these tip of the wicks, interestingly, this uptrend points to the same cross that the channel ceiling and the red line or the red key level points to. Okay? So let's move on to SUI. The weekly chart of SUI is showing us that it's still going through the testing period, which has dropped lower than the panic over stage. Okay? However, it is stabilizing successfully above the blue key level of 0.88. The volume, however, indicated to us that the bulls and the bears aren't really very committed, same as what happened over the past 3 weeks. There's still active bear selling when the price tried to challenge the 0.99, or you can make it simple, $1 level. That has been the same for a few weeks already. All right. So from a Wyckoff or big picture perspective, we are still looking to see price advance with volume higher than average of the past 2 to 3 months best. So something that looks like what we had back in April in 2025. Okay? That has to happen. And the price climb has to challenge is at least 1.82, the light blue key level. That's where the automatic rally challenged over here. Best if it can re-challenge somewhere higher than the blue key level of 1.93, but at least 1.82. Okay? Daily chart. After the price climbed out of the downtrend, back in mid-Feb, it is going through a sideways trend, obviously. Okay? Not particularly higher or lower, just staying between the 0.88 blue key level and 0.99 purple key level. So, like I said, if it is stabilizing over here, given the volume isn't that crazy, the bulls and the bears seem to have equal strength. From a big picture point of view, that's where it may climb to challenge those key levels higher, 1.08, 1.35, and eventually all the way to where I said earlier. So once we get this sign of strength confirmed, be careful, it may drop back to retest just to check out the last bit of paper hands. If there are many paper hands still, it's going to go deeper. But if there are just a few, after the whales have shaken them out, then the whales will let the price go a little bit higher. All right? It's all based on tests, okay? Testing the demand, testing whether people are going to sell. So that's the case for SUI. Now let's move to NEAR. NEAR, in a similar sense, bouncing between two key levels. Over here is 1.01, the orange, as well as 1.6, the yellow. Still, the bears sell pretty hard, not at near the yellow key level, but this line, this dashed line, that intermediate resistance at around $1.4. Okay, 1.398 or 1.399 to be exact. Why this level? This is actually October 10th, where October 10th has dropped to. And when we look to the history of NEAR, there were some indications in the past back in 2002 to 2003 that ice age period. Okay, that terminology I like to use. Those, 12 to 18 months, depending on which altcoin, stayed along the accumulation cycle back then. This cycle, for the case for NEAR, it has already been longer than that. We are 392 days, almost 400 days in since the panic sell period. Last time, 392, NEAR has started to climb outside of the accumulation. Okay, seeing this sign of strength, tracing back, checking out the last bit of paper hands, strong support shown long way from the bottom, pushing the price up with increased volume to the distribution peak. Okay, that's when the fall will happen. Same thing we need to see. Climb back to the sign of strength level. For the case of NEAR, is around 3.16, the purple key level. Okay, way of higher than average volume. The volume is definitely increasing right now. Okay, it may have started, or it may be starting that run. Just to be careful, like I said, the run can retrace pretty deep sometimes. Maybe the whales are trying to hit the stop loss of those that does it, and try to check out the last bit of paper hands that, really, when the price drop enough, they will sell even with a stop loss. This is what we need to see, and unavoidably, we have to go through that kind of fluctuation. The uptrend support that I have drawn is clearly broken, okay? Unless in the remaining 5 hours and 47 minutes, the price climbs back up and close higher. Last time I said by March 11th, in a few days, if the price stays along this or above this uptrend support, it's going to get into this triangle, this tip, confirming whether it's going to continue with the uptrend or is it going to get rejected by the resistance line. Okay, it seems like it's starting to fall even before it reaches that line, but because there are only like a few candlesticks that we can refer to, we can adjust the line so that it touches the bottom of this candle and the wick over here. So what we're going through now is just marginal. It hasn't really gone outside of this support line yet. Okay, if we further enlarge it, as you can see, okay, touching the bottom here, touching the bottom here. This is at the edge of the support. And after I move the line, we have to adjust the dates. So always remember, you change one thing, remember to adjust the others. Just 3 days later, so about a week from now, and if it continues to climb above or reaching the 1.6, that's 22nd, another week. Okay, so that's the case for NEAR. If you're interested to access these sessions 2 days earlier, join the other members now. Here's another analysis for you. Thank you.